What is up, YouTube? TechConglomerate here with another watch review. Actually, I wanted to just cover a few of the watches that I've been using quite a bit this year. The first one that I'd like to point out is the one that I really enjoy using on a regular basis, and that is my Omega Seamaster Professional 300. This is the James Bond watch. It is not the actual Bond model that is being, really marketed as part of the movie No Time to Die at this point. But it is one of the variations of it, probably the most popular, other than the James Bond watch. Love this watch. We'll be conducting a review of this watch as well, talking about its dimensions. Really excited to use this on a regular basis. There's just something about it that just really makes me feel like I'm really well put together for any interviews and things of that nature whenever I wear this watch. Again, more on the pricier range. However, a great watch that I used quite a bit for this year. Another watch that I used pretty regularly is one that I've already reviewed, and that is the Nixon Descender 300. I've used this watch and have reviewed this watch. The lume on this watch is simply incredible. They did a great job of capturing the luminosity, and it lasts for quite a while. Take a look at the review that I've done on this watch. You'll see that it's a surprisingly great watch with, drilled lugs, actually screwed in lugs as well. You can see that there with a sign crown on the left-hand side. So really nice watch. Another one that I use quite a bit, believe it or not, is this Timex Expedition. I really like the Timex Expedition. This particular model was one of my first reviews. It's just really very clean, really well done. If you see that second hand, it is so consistently hitting each of the markers. They did a great job on this one. Also, click on the link above so you can take a look at the review. Love the band on this as well. It's a nice brown leather band. Really very nice. Let's see, another one that I used quite a bit this year is our, this is the, you probably have already recognized, this is, for those who are starting off in watch collecting, it's probably the go-to watch that most new watch collectors start to get into. And it is a Chinese pilot watch that is a chronograph that has a spectacular display back that allows you to really see how beautiful the design of the watch is. I mean, take a look at this, folks. This is just really a wonderful piece. I believe there's a column wheel in there as well. And it's just an amazing watch. This is the 39mm variant of this watch. Beautiful, like a greenish tinge to that dial. And I'll be reviewing this one as well in the upcoming year because it just continues to. It was a manual wind. And again, I'm going to take the time to review this one in much more detail so you can see what this thing looks like and feels like. It's just a really well put together watch. You'll see that a lot of folks talk about this as a tremendous value for what you get. These watches are actually created in a factory by a machine that folks use to build them. So they are abundant. However, that does not mean that they're not well done and absolutely gorgeously stunning. I mean, that is a movement, and when you start the stop clock, you'll see things moving there. And then this is stop, and this is what it looks like when you return it. So it's one of those that snaps back after it runs. So here's a stopwatch again. Okay, another one that I use quite a bit this year. Love this watch. And so I can't think. Oh, yes, of course. I also use this quartz watch, which I've not reviewed yet, but it's a very interesting proposition. This is the Casio. Make sure I get the name right here. I think it's a Casio. It's a dive watch, but it's water resistant to 20 bars or 200 meters. And it is the Casio Japanese movement. Casio Dura, I believe it's called. But it is an incredibly great proposition for about, I would say, between 30 and 40 bucks. You can pick this watch up. It is really unheard of, screw down crown, and very reliable. So an easy dive watch that would probably provide a lot of value for you. Another one that I use that I don't have here is the thing. Another one that I use quite a bit for this year is this, believe it or not, it is another Casio. It's this one. This is my Casio World Time watch, and love everything about this watch. It is truly amazing. It comes on a metal band, and it's an okay metal band. It's very cheap, but I have to tell you, the watch itself is highly reliable. I use it quite a bit whenever I work out. This is the watch that I use regularly. And I think that's about it for right now. Okay, folks, this rounds out the watches that I used this year quite a bit. And I'll let you know which one ends up winning overall. I think I spoke about the SPB 143, but this is also a Glycine Combat Sub that you see here. Now, this is interesting. The Glycine Combat Sub is one of these watches that, in fact, I purchased this one because one of my best friends from middle school, he and I reconnected in 2020, and as we were reconnecting, I happened to be at Costco, a Sam's Club, and saw this watch at a great price, and I thought, what a great way to commemorate us getting reconnected again. And so that's what this watch is for. This watch is really just a great example of a great example of a dive watch that is kind of a field watch model, and it really is surprisingly a great dive watch, and so I'll have a chance to review that in 2022 as well. Another one that I use quite a bit this year is the Corgay, or the let's see, Corju. Some people name it as the Corju. I did a review. You can click on the link there to take a look at that one as well. Another field watch that I use quite a bit that I really enjoy is this one here. This is the Seiko. I did a review on this watch. Display back. It's a tremendous field watch. I think it's the 7S26. You can click on the link there to take a look at that review. This one here is a review that I'm working on. This is surprisingly an impressive watch at the price. I think the price now is probably less than $100 or somewhere around there at the time of this particular video on Amazon, or somewhere around $100. I mean, it's a great proposition. This is the I think it's the L23. I'm not sure what the first three, maybe it's SNK L23, I'm not sure. But take a look at it. It's a beautiful. Hodinkee did a tremendous job of describing the value of this watch, the details of it, and so this also will be reviewed in this upcoming year. And then finally, the other one that I use quite a bit is the Dress KX. This is known as the Dress KX because it is the bezel-less SKX is how I can describe it. It's the Seiko 5, but the gray sunburst dial is stunning, along with this gray NATO strap that it comes with. It's just very impressive. You have to see this. It's kind of similar to the work that was done on the SPB 143. And so finally, I'll wrap it up with the SPB 143. This by far was the watch that I used the most this year. I absolutely adore this watch. As I said before, I'll be conducting a review of it, but the Sunburst gray dial is just unmatched in terms of its beauty, and it's surprisingly so. Right? You wouldn't think that a gray watch would have all of that flavor to it, but you have applied markers. The lume on the watch is incredible. I don't know if it'll show up here, but let's see if I can do that really quickly. You might be able to see some of that lume here. Let's see. You really can't see it, but the lume is outstanding, as it is with all Seikos. But I'll be doing another review of this watch. This is by far the watch that I use the most versatile. Can dress it up, can dress it down. Love everything about this watch. I am thinking about putting it on a brown strap at some point. It did come with a blue strap that I've not put it on yet. It probably works well with a black strap as well, since it's a great dive watch. But look for that review. It's going to be awesome. And with that, this is TechConglomerate, just wrapping up a brief look at some of the watches in the collection, and wishing you all a Happy New Year.